Well, you think I'm online? Can everybody hear me? No, wait a minute. Now I know I'm online. Let me. All right, let me shut that down. How's everybody doing? Yes, he is here. This is Coin Night Live Auction hosted by Chuck Daughtry, the sidekick to Sherman the dog, everybody's favorite bulldog. And that's me. You can hear me, you can see me, here I am. Alright, well, I'm actually on time. I showed up at the right place. And I've got a lot of stuff to get through tonight. And we've got a number of people watching. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Let me go ahead and transition over and get us started on the first item. And this is Coin Night Live Auctions. We got our moderators. Right now, we've got Brady Douglas is out, but Jessica Johnson, Penny Parent is here, and Amber Panel is here. Amber Panel, blah, 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 blah. And let me move on to the first item. We're going to go up to the first item up for bids. It is 9 o'clock. Coin Night Live Auctions is on the air. Here's your first item to bid on. It's a 1971 Philadelphia WDDO4 Lincoln Cents, a double die. You can see the doubling there in the background. I took a close-up photo of the coin. We're going to start this one off at $19. This particular coin generally brings $30 to $40 in uncirculated condition. So this one is a good deal. A steal at the price. And lot 155 is our first lot for the night. We've got Robert Adams at 19. We've got Dana coming up behind him at 19. Dana, you have to make a higher bid. Bulldog, United States Marine Corps gets $22 bid in. There's 4 different relatively well-known double dies for the obverse of the 1971 Philadelphia cent. This one is one of the lesser known, meaning that it's a little bit harder to come by too. Go ahead and bring my trusty timer up. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on this, give you guys 1 minute to make a decision. This is the first lot of the evening. It's lot number 155, a 1971 Philadelphia WDDO 004 Lincoln Cent. It's a beautiful red gem coin, and its current high bid is at $22. Moderator tonight is Penny Parent. She's in here watching everybody do the bidding, and Amber Panel is watching the clock, so she's going to be the one to call time. When she calls time, bidding's over. Just watch that clock up there. Now, if you start lagging and falling behind the time, it'd be a really good idea for you to refresh your browser. We found that that's probably one of the major things that's holding people up is when they fall behind the time. You refresh your browser and you'll come back in good time. We've got Bulldog at $22. And Robert Adams comes in at $24. We're getting close on time. And Amber calls time. Robert Adams gets this one at $24. Thank you, sir. And move us on to the next item. How about a 1972 Denver Lincoln Cent original bank wrap roll of 50 coins? These come from the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, Ohio. The end coins have got the circle of death on them where they were scratched up a little bit during the packaging process, but there are still 48 good coins inside. I'm going to start this one at $6. Dana puts in a bid at $6. And Thomas Morowski at $8. This particular roll came out of the writing on the roll says May J, Box 161, Bayshore, Long Island, New York 11706. And I'm figuring that was probably placed on the roll right around the time that it was new. And go ahead and start the clock on this one. Give you 1 minute to make your decision as to whether you want this one or not. Going down at $8 right now. Oh, the dog decides he's gonna chew. What you doing, buddy? Huh? What you got there? It's not a squeaky toy now. It's the head off of his hippopotamus. He carries a hippo head around. Bill Betts comes in at $10. You guys think I'm playing with you. He is truly laying on the floor right now with the head of a hippo in his mouth. We're running low on time. Bill Betts has the high bid of $10. And Rudy Alfaro comes in at $13 just as time begins to run low. Amber panel calls time. Rudy Alfaro wins this one at $13. Sorry, Paula. All right, let me move on to the next item. This is a 1947 S over S RPM number 5 Lincoln Cent. It's an ANAX holder. And I don't have a picture of the holder here because I put the picture of the RPM in there instead. But this is ANAX MS64 red. It's in the old holder. Let's find this thing on my desk here. There we go. I'm gonna flip it over to me so I can show it to you. This is what it looks like. You're not gonna get very good. There we go. Maybe a little. Okay, now you've seen the holder. It's all just a typical holder. Is what it is. Now these older small ANAX holders are relatively difficult to find. They're very well graded within normal standards. Generally always so. Sometimes they turn inside the holder. But this is lot number 157. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on this. We have Robert bidding $14 on this right now. Your comment from last week. They're Charlie's Angels. I can take that because I'm Charlie and they are angels. And once in a while you might see the rare appearance from Paula. There she is. So Stephen Dallas currently has this one at $15. And we're running low on time. Get your bids in now. Amber calls time and Blues Coins bid $16 as the high bidder. Hello, James. Oh, let me reset the timer here and move us on to the next item. This is a 1937D Lincoln Cent. I ran one of these last week. That was an MS66 red. And I'll run this one this week. This is one of a lot that I received back in from grading at one point in time not too long ago. And sorry, the image turned out just a little on the blurry side, but it is what it is. I've got a bid of $21 on this one now. And Steve in Dallas bids 1922 and then bids 22. He bids a peace dollar, 1922. Steve has high bid right now at 22. And Steven bids 25. We'll go ahead and start the timer on this and get the war going. You have 1 minute left to bid. You want to move on to the next one. This is a bright coin. It doesn't look so bright in the photographs, but it is. It's a nice, bright, uncirculated coin. Really nice luster on this. Very, very few marks. Thanks, Andrew. Drew, my man, you're here. Running under 30 seconds now. Get your bids in there. We've got a high bid right now of $25. Running low on time. Last second. Get your last second bids. And time. We have a winner at $25 on this one. All right, next item. This one's cool. 1972 DDO number 3. That's FS 103. This is a really nice double die. I had one of these up last week, and I don't remember what it brought, but it was a lot more than 19. So we're going to get 19 as a starting bid on this, and Dana bids $19. And Rich bids 20. Hey, go take a look at this. There's a little piece of the doubling on this coin. How's that for getting up close? It's a real nice coin, very few marks on it. Has a lot of bright luster too. And right now we've got Robert bidding 25 on this. I'll go ahead and start the timer. We got 1 minute left. 1 minute left to make your decision as to whether you want this more than Robert at 25. Good evening, Brian Patrick. These 1972 double dies are always a little bit tough to find in the really bright condition because a lot of them have been monkeyed with. When people found these things in change or found these things in rolls back in the day, they'd scrub them up nice and pretty and put them in their books. And we ended up with a lot of AU-ish, brownish, purple and green coins. So finding these nice bright red ones with really nice luster isn't that easy to do. And we're starting to run low on time. And Amber calls time. Thank you very much, Robert, for your winning bid. And move on to the next item. We have a 1970S Lincoln Cent Era with a nice double curved clip. Now this one is nice all in its own right, but look at the condition of this coin. This thing is superb. It's got really bright luster. I almost couldn't get a really good photograph of it because it was so bright. And it has two clips you can see on the coin. From the obverse, one around the 11 o'clock position, and then another one around the 4 o'clock position right next to the date. We're getting this kicked off at $12. We have no bid so far at $12. This coin is easily worth that kind of money. It's not difficult at all to figure. You got a nice bright BU coin. I'm going to go so far as to say MS66 quality. You got at least a 66 quality coin here that has 2 clips on it, and 2 clips is a lot more difficult to find than 1. There's Jody at $12. Good evening, sir. I'll go ahead and start the timer on this one. And Jody has high bid at $12. Now Robert Folk at $13. We do still have quite a list of items to go through this evening. If you want to check them out before we get to them, you can just go to coppercoins.com/auction and see the whole list. And Jody Gomez comes back at 15. Starting to get low on time. Watch this one come down to the wire. Hoogie bid 16. And Amber calls time. Thank you, Hoogie, for your winning bid of $16. There, reset the clock and move on to the next item. Now here we have one that's a little unusual. I like this. This is a 2017 P. I remember the P mint mark was only used that 1 year on Lincoln Cents, but then we have a die clash on this. If you can see it, I'm not that wonderful at photographs of it, but you can see right behind the head and right under the chin and out in front of the nose and mouth, there are up and down lines, vertical lines that make up the lines of the shield. As the reverse die slammed into the obverse die with nothing in between and transferred its design over to the obverse die. And prior to it being polished off, it struck a number of coins, and we don't really even know how many coins were struck with these marks on them. Could have been 50 or it could have been 100,000. Who knows? But this is a very nice die clash. Robert has a high bid in at $8. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this and give you 1 more minute to make a decision. These die clashes are very interesting. It's a kind of an interesting thing that we've got the prisoner die clashes or the jailhouse die clashes on the memorial sense, and then now this new shield design that, well, it's been around for a decade, but it's a new shield design, has vertical bars on it too. I have no idea what my dog wants, but he's sitting here wanting attention. We'll have to wait for the timer to run out, Sharon. We can't move on to the next item until he wants me to move on to the surprise now. That's up toward the end of the show. We do have a surprise coming at the end of the show. Now, there are some of these items that I have a number of. I'll announce that once we get going on those. Getting low on time down to the last minute. Lot number 161, 2017 Lincoln Shield Cent with a die clash. And Amber calls time, and Robert's the winner at $8. Thank you, sir. Now I'll move on to the next item. We have an original bank-wrapped Loomis roll of 1993D Lincoln Cents. When I tell you this roll is nice, I mean it's nice. 1993 is one of the lesser populous rolls out there. They're not really easy to find. Even the dealer wholesale bid on them is above $2, $2.50 a roll, and that's just for tubed rolls. If you look at the obverse and reverse of this particular roll, you'll see that the coin inside the ends are in very nice condition. We have a bid of $8. Or do we? What? We're at lot 162, sorry. Lot 162 started at 5. We have Dana at 5 and Anthony at 6. I need to learn how to read. Or at least keep track of my chat. And we've got Thomas Morawski at 7. If you're collecting original bank wrapped rolls, this is a good one because it's an older Loomis paper roll. And it contains 50 1993D Lincoln cents. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. I have current high bid at Anthony Goodley at $8. And Dana bids is $0.00. And Anthony Goodley still has high bid at $8. I think Dana's trying to tell me something. She wants to play with the pennies. I told her if she comes over, she can play with them. We got rolls and rolls and rolls of them here. Down under 30 seconds now. Don't forget, for those of you connected on Facebook that are not connected to us on Facebook, you can search Coppercoins on Facebook and like our page. That's where you can get coin cards. And coin cards are collectible business cards. I actually have 60 different business cards that all show die varieties with a Lincoln cent. And you can earn all of them. 60 cards in Series 1. Amber calls time. And we have Anthony Goodley. High bid, $8. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next item. We have a 1995 Philadelphia Lincoln cent with a buy error. Buy error is a die chip or a die crack that happens between the B and the E of Liberty. And the result appears to be an I or a dot of some sort stuck between the B and the E. This one's starting only at $4. It is a decent uncirculated coin. I probably need to... I didn't exactly get us a good image of it to start off with. Let me try to find it here. Have to be the one I can't find right now. I found it. It's just in the wrong flip. Let's see. Let me bring this up here on the Dynalite after I get it in focus. There we go. There it is in all of its glory, all of its beauty. You can see the little BIE down there. This is a nice coin, at least MS63, 64 quality. It's nice bright red, has a lot of luster. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. Sherman has decided to go to sleep. So any time now you should probably start hearing him snore. And as time begins to run down, I'll remind you that we have a lot of coins for sale at lincolncent.com, and they're not all Lincoln cents. Go check us out. And Amber calls time. Did we get a bid on that? I don't think we got a bid. Okay, we'll just skip this item and move on. Now, here we go. Here's the Cherry Picker's Guide to Rare Die Varieties. It is the second volume, which means that it covers from dimes up through gold. This is not the one that covers Lincoln cents. That would be volume 1. This is volume 2. So 5th edition volume 2 cover price on this is $39.95. It's starting at $19 right here. You get it at wholesale price. These books have some like cover wear, but the books have never been used. So they're brand new. Bill Betts and Coin Junkie both bid $20. Robert Folk bids $21. This particular edition, if you're into modern coins, it covers all the Roosevelt dimes, it covers Washington quarters, it covers the Kennedy half dollars, and it covers the Eisenhower dollars. Covers all the denominations from, I believe, half dime on up. I tell you what I'll do, let's just stop the bidding here and bring it over to me. I have I have 4 of these. I have 4 of these available, and I will sell them at $20 to whoever wants them. Bill, if you want one, it's $20. Coin Junkie, $20. And Robert, if you want one, it's $20. Coin Dragon will bid the 4th one. I need to hear from Bill, Coin Junkie, and Robert Folk as to whether you want one at $20. Bill, yes. Coin Junkie, did you want one? $20. Robert Folk, $20. Going once. Robert Folk wants his, so I've got one left out. Coin Junkie. This was prior to the $20 deal. You bid $20. If you want one, you need to speak up or I'm going to move on. Last chance to Coin Junkie. Okay, Coin Junkie takes one, and then Coin Dragon wants one. He's the first person to bid after I have made the statement. So we have Coin Dragon for 1, Bill Betts for 1, Robert Folk for 1, and Coin Junkie for 1. Total of 4 books all sold. I'm looking around to see if I have another one. I don't have another one here. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Move on to the next item. Here we have a dozen uncirculated wheat cents. They're all different mixed dates. You can see the dates there in the image. Some of these coins are red brown. Some of them are full red. Some of them are gem. These are just really nice coins to get. 12 coins at $12. You're getting them at $1 a piece here. If I didn't call you out on the cherry pickers guides, I'm out now. Sold all of them. If I find any more, I'll bring them back at a different show. We've got Dana bidding 15 on lot number 165. This 1 dozen 12 uncirculated wheat cents. 12 is 1 dozen. I learned that today. All different mixed set. These are all different coins. And we've got Dana bidding in at 15 on this one. I'll go ahead and start the timer. Sesame Street. Is that for the 12 that I learned that 1 dozen is a 12? Remember that old song? You know, that old thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was, you know, they started that in 1969. I didn't even know about it until about 75. Took a few years for it to get to our neighborhood. We're down under 20 seconds now. Dana bids 15 on this. If you need it better, oh, there we go. Hoogie bid 16. Dana, you coming on 17? Dana bid 17. Getting close on time. And time. Dana high bid at 17. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your bid. Let me check something here real quick and then I'll come back to you. I've got okay. Now, I had to check that because this next item is a really cool one. It's a neat item, but I do not consider the MS64 certified to be necessarily true on all cases, but these are 1955S Lincoln cents in nice red BU condition. You get 5 coins at $10. That's $2 a coin. 5 coins at $10. It's $2 a coin for really nice uncirculated 1955S Lincolns. We've got Dana bidding 11. Rich starts up at 10. They're in snap tight holders. They say Lincoln cent and have MS64 certified on them, although these are not certified. Let me go ahead and start the timer on this one. All right, we're getting close on time on this one. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and stop the time. And let's say that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lots just like this available. Let's say that I'll go ahead and I'll just sell them straight out at the $10 starting bid. Now, Dana, I'm pretty sure you want one of them, and Rich, I'm pretty sure you want one of them. So let me know that you do, but I've got 2 more available. Dana says she'll take what? 1. Bill Betts will take 1. And so I've got Robert for 1, but what about Rich? Rich wants 1. And those 4, Dana, Bill, Robert, and Rich, will get 1. Rich had a bid in prior to my making the announcement, so he gets first call. Dana and Rich get first call, and then Bill Betts and Robert, they each get 1 too. So there's 4 sets here at $10 a piece. Thank you all. Moving on to the next item, we have a 1974 Philadelphia roll of Lincoln cents. I'm going to start this one off at $2. This is a bank-wrapped roll. They're original. I picked up a box of these at one time, and all of the ones that I had opened were small date. So this is actually probably a full small date roll. Although they did come mixed sometimes. You could find large and small date in the same roll. Going cheap on this. Only $2 for a bank wrapped roll. Got Dana at 3. We've got Robert at 5. This is lot number 167. A lot of the rolls a lot of the coins I was finding inside the rolls that I did open from this particular source were pretty nice coins. Anthony Goodley bid $6. I tell you what, let's stop. I'm going to stop the bidding right here, and I'll tell you this. I have 10 of these available. I'll make them available at $4 a piece to whomever wants them. We're going to start with Dana. If she wants them at $4, how many would you like, Dana? At $4, I have 10. How many do you want, Dana? Just 1? Okay. Dana wants 1. Robert bid as well. How many would you like, Robert? Wants 2. Anthony bid also. How many would you like, Anthony? You get him at $4, bro. Anthony wants 2. So we've got 5 sold. We've got room for 5 more. Rudy gets 1. Rich H gets 1. And Dana wants 2. So that's 8 of 10 spoken for. We have Dana for 2. We have Robert for 2. We have Anthony for 2. We have Rich for 1. And Rudy Alfaro for 1. That's a total of 8 spoken for. Do we have anyone who wants the last 2 that I have? Okay, I'll give you just another second or 2 and then we'll move on. All right, James Eubanks will take 2. Heck, I'll make another 4 rows. I'll get you guys your 2 as well. So sell a total of 12. Hang on just a second. I got a little bit of housekeeping to do here. All right. So what I've got now, James Eubanks wants 2. Guyver Bio Booster took 2, and Bulldog U.S. Marine Corps takes 2. I don't have any more, Anthony. All right, Penny Parent, let me know when you get that all written down. You're ready for me to move on. I don't want to move on without you. That should be a total of 12. Oh well, Sherman found him a place to lay down. It won't be very long before he'll be snoring. Penny, Penny, Penny. Are we getting close? Yeah, my wife calls me Sheldon because I connect with him so well. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Rudy gets 1, Dana gets 2, Robert gets 2, Rich gets 2, Anthony gets 2, James gets 2, Guyver Bio Booster gets 2, and Bulldog USMC gets 2. We have 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14. What? How did I do that? Yeah, go ahead and give him 2. He'd asked for 2, I believe. Yeah, he said he'd take the rest. So the rest was the 2 from the 10. So 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14. 14, I have that. All right. So let's move on to the next item. That was fun. How about this? Nice jailhouse die clash on a 1990 Lincoln Cent. You don't find die clashes this strong very often on Lincolns. Hey Brady, so my third angel shows up. This is a really nice die clash on an uncirculated 1990 Lincoln Cent. They just don't show up really well in photography, but I tell you what, if you tip this coin as you're looking at it, you tip it and rock it, that die clash really shows up nice. So Amber bids 5, Robert bids 6. Wild Bill bids 7. Tis a busy day today. Robert bids 10. Got a lot going on. Amber bids 11. Wild Bill's out. And they're running neck and neck. Hey Brady, can you check the email for Joe McBride to see if he's got his info in? Amber says she'll check. Robert bids 12. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. Give you 1 minute to make that decision. Right now the high bidder is Robert at $12. Getting down under a half a minute remaining. These die clashes like this are really neat. They're kind of difficult to find. And when you do find them, usually they've got a bunch of die scratches running through them. Now those lines running through the date on this are they're basically little plating issues that come from how the planchet was washed. This is not die scratches. And time is called. Sorry, Robert got it for $12. Thank you, sir. Now move on to the next item. We have a 1942D Lincoln Wheat Cent in a brilliant bright red NGC MS66 red. Let's start this one off at $14. Starting at $14 on this beautiful wartime Lincoln Cent, pre-steel. Last year the bronze cents before they moved on to the steel for 1943, and then they moved to the shell case bronze after that. They didn't make them out of this particular composition again until 1948. Stephen Dallas at $15. Sorry, Stephen Dallas at $15. I should learn to read. I hear that there are great benefits in being able to read. Go ahead and start the clock on this one. We'll let it tick down. Not easy to see that clock over that white slab, but you can make it out. I never actually watched Electric Company. It was it just wasn't the popular one in our area, I guess. Although the couple of times I did see it, I remember seeing Morgan Freeman on there. That is a nice 66. It's a nice bright coin. My photography just didn't do it justice this time. You're getting down under 30 seconds on this one. And Hoogie bid $17 at the last minute. Stephen Dallas gets in there at 18. And Amber calls time. Stephen Dallas gets it at $18. That is a very nice coin for $18. Congratulations. Let me move on to the next lot. This is a 1945, and it's in a superb brilliant MS67 red condition. My photography came out just a little bit light and bright on this one, but this is a really nice coin. 1945 is actually very scarce in anything higher than MS66, which is why this one is so expensive. Now I'll give you guys a little bit to see if you come up with an opening bid of $119 on this. These are very scarcely this nice. Give one last chance to get an opening bid out there, $119. Try to find it for less. MS67 red, 1945 Lincoln Cents, always sell above $125, and most of the time they sell above $150. PCGS graded coins generally sell for between $175 and $190. So you're saving quite a bit of money to get the MS67 grade on this 1945 Lincoln Cent. Thank you, Hoogie. Takes a long time to put these together as a set, and this is one of the coins that's really difficult to find, is the MS-67 1945. I'll go ahead and start the clock. You've got 1 minute left to decide whether or not you want it more than Hoogie wants it. That is an example of conditional rarity. Thank you, Coin Dragon. Conditional rarity for MS-67 Lincoln Cents exists in all of the Philadelphia Mint issues of the late 40s, to especially include 1946 and 1948. 1946 and 1948 are extremely difficult in MS-67 red. And actually 1945 isn't far behind that. It seems of the late 40s, 1947 is the most common to find. And as we tick down below 15 seconds, we got Hoogie's Hobby Shop with a bid of $125 on this one. We're running low on time. If you're making a decision, make it quick. Guyver Bio Booster at $130. Then Amber calls time. Thank you, Guyver. Got a $130 bid on this one. I appreciate it. Congratulations. Let's move on to the next item. How about a 2019 Philadelphia Double Die Obverse number 1? Now, this is not only a 2019 Philadelphia 1DO001. This came from the Discovery Box, the first ones ever found. And this comes from the Discovery Box, which was found near the Charleston, South Carolina area. It comes from the collector who first sent images of one of these double dies in. Let me show you a little bit more what it looks like. You see how widely spread there is right there in the BERTY of Liberty? That wide spread is indicative of a shifted hub doubling, class 9. I'll start this at $21. I'm expecting the value of these things in a 64-65 red to run between $30 and $50. So that's why I'm starting these at 21. I tell you what, I have a few of these. Let me see what I put in here. I have a few of these available. Whomever wants them, I'll start selling them at $19. $19 a piece. You tell me how many you want, and you'll get them in a flip with an insert that has printed and signed on it that they came from the Discovery Box. $19 a piece. Joe McBride will take one. Robert Adams will take one. Dana will take one. Buy it now at $19. This is probably the nicest double die for the year so far. Well, it is definitely the nicest one so far. It probably will be the nicest one found. It is a very nice double die. Wild Bill takes one, New Marshall takes two. Give you guys the last few seconds to make a decision as to whether you want one of these at $19. Speak up. I'm going to close this lot in just a minute. Robert will take two. This is Robert NAT Gravett. Robert Adams takes one. Robert NAT Gravett takes two. And I will go ahead and close bidding on this particular item, and we will move on. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bulldog USMC wants one. I'll move us on to the next lot. Yeah. Robert Adams, you have to go by Bobby now. Here's your next item up for bids. This is lot number 172. It's a 1995 Philadelphia error coin lot of 12 coins. Now, some of these have some really nice looking die cracks, some obverse die cracks, reverse die cracks, early stages of by die errors. There's some rim issues. Just really nice looking coins. I'm starting these at just above $1 a coin. It's $19 is what I'm starting these at. And they're well worth it. They're just interesting little coins, interesting errors on these. Gives you something to start. These are all 1995 Philadelphia. Starting bid on this is at $19. I'm hearing crickets. Either that or my dog's snoring like crickets. Let's go down to $16. Anybody bid $16 on this? Let's get this started at $16. No takers at 16? You think I'll go lower? I might. There we go. New Marshall bid 16. Have any other bids at 16? 17, Heath Taylor. Now we have a high bid of $17 with Heath Taylor. It says 12 little errors, people. 12 coins. All of them all put into flips, marked as to what they are. We have a high bid of $17 on this right now. I'll go ahead and start the timer. There's a couple of these coins that have little struck through errors on them. They're really kind of neat too. Let's see if I can find this sheet. You would think a guy would. And New Marshall bids 18. Let's pull this struck through out and take a quick look at it. If I can. You see these little lines up here in the upper part, like around N? That's fibers that were struck. It was struck through fibers. That's just one of the coins that you get in this lot. It's pretty cool. So it looks like Heath bid $19 and wins this lot. Guess I started showing him off a little bit late. My bad. So Heath bids $19 and we get $19 on him. So let me move on to the next item. Now this one, you guys are gonna like this. I mean, there's a lot of nice coins in here that I couldn't really get real well in the photos. All of the coins in this folder grade above good. Some of these are nice, better VF coins. The only coins missing in this book are the major keys, the 09S VDB, the 09S, the 1914D, and the 1922 No D, which should not be in this book to begin with, and the 1931S. Everything else is in here. Starting this at 69, Dana gives us a bid of 70. What I mean by everything else is in here, you've got a 1911S worth at least $30. You've got a 1912S worth at least $20. You've got a 1914S that's worth at least $20. You got a 1910S worth at least $5. You got a 1924D worth about $30. Have I named off enough coins to exceed the current bid of $71? That's saving the fact that you also get the entire rest of the set of the cheaper coins, including the 09 VDB, the 1909. You're getting the 13S, the 15S. A lot of nice coins in this. A lot of them. Tough to find too. These all have nice clear dates. Anthony knows this is easily worth over 100, easily. I'm looking. Let me look at my sheet and what I put in there as the actual retail value of this. Let's see. 175 is what I put in there for the retail value. $175. I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer on this. Get everybody thinking. Get your brains ticking. Got Dana at $77 currently. You got 1 minute left to make a decision on this one. And none of these coins are high grade. They're all, VF, fine, very fine, a few very goods in here. But they're relatively well matched. And there's a whole set here minus 4 coins for the set, and then one that shouldn't be in there to begin with. I don't believe the 1922 No D is a part of a set. The 1922 No D should not be in an album. It's a quote-unquote error coin and should not be a part of the set. Gone to Edge S. Bids $80. Early S-mints are really hard to come by, for sure. S-mints in the 20s are not easy. 1921S, 1926S, 1923S. A lot of nice coins in here. Amber calls time just as New Marshall in town gets an $85 bid in. Thank you, sir. We've got an $85 bid on that one, and that's what it goes for. Congratulations to the New Marshall in town. You're going to like these. These are nice. And move on to the next item. Now, this one is related to the 12 coins that you saw earlier, that a number of these coins are the same. Now, let me explain what this is. This is napkins that have mostly uncirculated coins in them, and they've been rolled up in the napkins, folded over, and then stuck inside this bag. In this bag, there's close to 100 coins in here, starting at $50. So starting them at 50 cents a piece. I don't really know exactly what's in here. I've never been through this bag. It came in a collection as is. There's going to be some die cracks in here. There's going to be possibly some die chips, retained cuds, die cracks, grease-filled dies, struck throughs. There's a number of different types of errors that I've been finding in this particular person's collection. They had a pretty keen eye for picking out smaller details, and they kept all of them, except I guess they didn't want to spend the money on holders, so they bought a box of puffs instead, and meticulously wrote on these Kleenexes what they saw. And I'd never seen anything like it when I got these. Joe McBride's got the current high bid in at $54. Let me go ahead and start the timer on this one. Mr. Graviton with a $55 bid. Hoogie, I don't see an $88 bid above. I'm sorry, if you entered it, it didn't show up. I see an 80, 83, and 81, 84, and then 85 to win. Hoogie, can you screenshot that for me, please, and send it to Chuck at Coppercoins? No, actually, CD at Coppercoins.com. If you send it to me, I'll take a look at it real quick, and we'll see about adjusting. Because if you got it in there and it actually shows in there, I don't show it. Neither does any of. So I don't think Amber shows it, and I don't think Penny Parent shows it either. Paula can't see it. Yeah, I have no idea exactly what's in this. It's like we got Joey Billingsley at $61. No, Rich H is at 63. Sorry, Rich H gets this at 63. Yeah, Hoogie, send me a screenshot of that, please. It's at cd at coppercoins.com. I'll bring it up and I'll take a look at it. And if indeed you did get the bid in before, and you can show us that you got the bid in before, I'll accept it. And so we got Rich H winning bid at $63 on this item. We're going to move on to the next item. Yeah, you're buying the coins. The Kleenex are free. And trust me, you'll have a wad of them. Always new, always different. Something different for you. Here's a 1969 District J $1 Fed Reserve note, low serial number star note. Has a few very light folds on it. Starting this off at $6. We get you a nice, or nearly uncirculated. Earlier note. This is an older note. This is the first issue with the green treasury seal in English. Prior to this, it was in Latin. I appreciate that, Hoogie. Thank you. Anybody into star notes? Here's a J District star note, low serial number, from 1969. It's in really good shape. There's Blues coins at $6. I'll go ahead and start the clock on that and see if we get any other bidders in. It is interesting sometimes how computers can act strangely, and some people get lag and they fall way behind the time, and they make a bid 30 seconds after a lot closes because they think they're on time. And unfortunately, with live events like this, it just makes it difficult because of bandwidth issues, server issues, connection issues. A number of things can cause us to be a little bit behind other people. And I would recommend that between lots, or if you're currently at a lot that you don't want to bid on or not interested in, you go ahead and refresh your browser and come back into the video. That will help us keep you on time, so you'll see everything going on as it happens. We're down to under 15 seconds left on this one. And we have Blues coins bidding $6. And Amber calls time. Thank you, Blues. I'll move on to one more piece of currency here. This is a 1935 F silver certificate. It's a really nice note. It's got very few folds on it. I'm going to start this one off at $3. It's a really nice note for $3. This is, if you notice on the back of the note, we don't do obverse and reverse on paper. It's called front and back. And you'll notice that the green design there on the back has something missing. It's the "In God We Trust." "In God We Trust" did not show up on silver certificate currency until 1957 series. So the 1935 series is without that phrase. This is the last small $1 note that did not have "In God We Trust." 1935 was a series that it had priest signature on it. I was a treasurer. And this lasted from 1935 until 1956. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. We got Steve in Dallas currently with a $4 bid. This is not your typical 1957 note where there are a whole bunch of packs of still crisp uncirculated notes out there. 1935 notes are not as well known to be in uncirculated or near uncirculated condition. They're not uncommon, but at the same time they're not real common. They're not real easy to find. These are also, yes, they are also known as the godless notes because they do not say "In God We Trust" on them. We're down to under 15 seconds left on this. Blues has a bid in. Steve in Dallas, has a bid in at $4 on this. Joe McBride gets in at $5. Steve gets in at $6. Blues tries at $6. Steve's already got the bid at $6. Rich bids $7. And Amber calls time. Amber calls time. Rich's high bid at $7. Thank you, sir. Amber, you probably need to refresh your browser. We're calling in time late on this one. Let me go on to the next item. These little woody scents are really neat. I like them. They're kind of cool. This one has so much of a woody effect that you can barely see the details of the coin, which are a really nice, very fine to extremely fine condition. This woody effect on this one is probably one of the more severe I've seen. Dana's got a bid up at $7 on this one. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on this one. And Sherman decides to get up. He woke up, now he wants something. This is a very nice coin, actually it is. The colors on this thing are I mean, it's mostly all browns, but they're just really nice looking browns. Dana's got high bid in on this one at $7. Joe gets a bid in at $8. Starting to get low on time. Above I'm not exactly sure. It looks like it. I mean, I don't have the coin out right now, and it looks like it could be a small hit. All right, Amber calls time. Let me look it up here real quick. 6768. Something happened to my flips. They're not marked right. Dana gets this one at $10. Let me go ahead and stop the clock and move forward. Next item is a 1926S Lincoln Cent. Now these are difficult to find in any condition above fine to very fine. Now this particular coin was struck with old dies, kind of like the 1922 no Ds were. That's why everything looks a little mushy on this, kind of like it's been struck through a candy bar. Well, you can see on the left side of the reverse you've got really sharp lines on the wheat right on the inside at the top part. That's not unusual. So the right wheat on this one almost slick. That's how it was struck. That's not wear that causes that. And so this coin technically is a very fine 25 to 30 coin because of the lack of wear on the cheek and jaw. But I've discounted it simply because it's not a very sharp looking coin, although it is relatively nice grade. So this coin's grade is actually a very fine 25 to 30, and a very fine 25 to 30 usually runs about $10-12. So the starting bid is at half of its catalog value, and Stephen has bid that. Yeah, the mint mark's quite a bit right of where it should normally be. People expect to see it below the 9 and 2, and this one is very clearly under the 2, almost under the 6. This die evidently lived a full life. You can see like around the L of Liberty going up and down the rim there, and underneath the bust, especially under the vest, how die wear has really begun to chip away at the die surface on this. Yes, Robert, invoices will be sent out for the auction. We always send invoices out the night of the auction. I'll be sending those out before I leave today. We go ahead and start the clock on this. And start the timer running down from 1 minute right now. Rich H has a current bid at $7. $7 is quite a bargain for this coin. You can also see, if you look really hard, you can see upside down on the reverse kind of an outline of Lincoln's bust there. That's indirect transference from one die to the other. And how that happens is where the change in relief shows up in the design, striking so many planchets that the die begins to just totally wear out. That's part of the wear of the die, is where this ghost appearance starts to show up because of that change in relief on the other side of the coin. And Amber calls time with Joy Billingsley at $11. Thank you, Joey. Go to the next item. We have a 1930S Lincoln sent in uncirculated condition. This one's a pretty nice coin. It's mostly brownish to reddish, kind of a rust color. And start this one at $9. The retail value on a 1930S and uncirculated in this kind of condition is generally going to run $17 to $20. So I started this one off really low, just to give you a good chance to own a pretty coin at an inexpensive price. Stephen takes advantage at $12. $12 current bid. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on this one. Gone to Edge S is at $13. Stephen Dallas goes to 14. What's up with the 9? I honestly don't see anything odd on the 9. See if I can find this coin. I'm going to have to redo all these coins because I'm kind of losing my position here on these. I have to go through all this and figure out what's going on, what I did wrong. I put a coin in a wrong flip insert, and now all of them seem to be in the wrong place. Down to 10 seconds left on this. Nothing on the 9, Miss Paula. We do have a small hit above the 9. Steven's got a bid of $21 in on this one. Running low on time. $21 to Steven. Ember, I think you're lagging again. Yeah, the 9 on this, it has a sharp hook on the inside of the 9. That's just part of the 1930 design. Yeah. Well, let me explain something about the timer. The timer is a way to be able to call a specific end on an auction lot. And Amber is the one in charge of time. So when she sees time runs out, she calls time. So that indicator, that timer indicator, is there to let you know that we're running low on time when you start to get low. But when Amber sees it go down to 0 and call time, that's when she calls time. And so that's when the official time is out. I'll move on to the next item. Here's a $5 note. Now this one is a 1950A. It's a District D note. Has no folds. It's a nice uncirculated note. And it's going just above face value for those of you who want an earlier note. This one's a nice one. Now, these bearer on demand notes ended after the 1950 series. Actually, they went to a 53 series. But then the notes after that were the 1963s. The 1963s changed the design and no longer said we'll pay to the bearer on demand below the Lincoln portrait. So we've got this one. The current bid of $8. I've started the timer on this one. Like the 1935 $1 bill, this particular note has the treasurer's signature as Priest. Priest was in office for a number of years. Yeah, in order to keep your time more current, you need to have a live chat on instead of top chat. If you've got top chat, tap the down arrow, switch it to live chat, and refresh after every couple of auctions so you can be sure that you've got the latest and greatest. Blues bids 9. I'll call time on this one. Yeah, we've got quite a lag going on with the time calling. But Blues was the one who bid on this at $9. I appreciate it, Blues. Thank you very much. I'll stop the clock on this one and move on to the next item. Now this is one that you don't see very often. This is a 1920 Lincoln cent, 1920 Denver Mint Lincoln cent. It's a gorgeous brown coin with lots of luster. I'm going to start this one off at $59. I'll let you know, now this particular coin is worth well over $120. I'm starting this one really, really inexpensive. This one has run before. It is currently priced below my cost. And if I don't sell it now, I'm going to put it away for a while, because this is just too nice to sell any below $60. This is just a really nice coin. Brown coin, plenty of detail on this. Not MS65. I'm going to go more like probably a 63 brown. And a 1920D retail value in MS63 brown is $120. If it was a 65, it'd be almost a $500 coin. So Steven's got the high bid currently at $59. I'll go ahead and start the timer on this one. Give you 1 minute to make up your decision as to whether you want this coin or not. The strike is very slightly soft, and that's why the LU and the I in pluribus are a little weak, and the top of the O and 1 is a little bit weak. But the lower half of the design, and on the reverse, shows a nice solid strike. Wheat lines are nice, which is not very common for these. There's a small hit above the T of Liberty, and a little hit in the field out in front of the nose, and one just directly under the chin. These scattered hits on this coin are indicative of a 63-64 level coin. For a 1920, that's a difficult coin to get a hold of when you're talking about Denver Mint. Stephen with a bid of $59. Pretty much literally stealing this one at $59. This coin does have some luster. It doesn't show up well in the picture. We had Hoogie at 60, Steven at 61, and Joey comes in with 61. Joey will have to up his bid before time runs out. Joey gets 62. Anyone above 62? And time. Joey bid 62. 62 winning bid. Thank you, Joey. Let's move on to the next lot. Here's a 1933 Lincoln cent. This one is a nice one. It's got nice color and nice luster. Anything prior to 1934 tends to be difficult to find and uncirculated because people clamber after them to try to fill their sets. The 1934 on up, they're actually relatively simple to find and uncirculated all the way through 1958. It's the ones from before 1934 that are much more difficult to find. Looks like we've got lag issues all the way around. Some people not getting bids in because they're lagging. This is lot number 182. We've got 6 lots left. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on this one. Now the colors on this coin are realistic. This coin does have a little bit of that bluish toning. Joey won lot number 181 at $62. Yes, I can take a minute after the 1933 so that we can all refresh. Not a bad idea. I don't see the show at the same timing that you see it at, so I'm only looking at my screen and the chat. And Hoogie's bids $19 on this one just as time gets ready to run out. Hoogie's bid at 19 was the only one before time ran out, so he gets it at 19. Okay, we'll take a momentary station break. I don't do jokes, especially when not everybody's watching. But I don't mind sitting here and talking to you, filling a little bit of time where everyone else goes and refreshes their browsers. The dog's asleep. The wife is gone. The coins are everywhere. It's pennies. Pennies everywhere. Alright, we should all be back in now, having refreshed. I'll go back and move us on to the next item. Let's take a look at this. Here's a 1926S. This one has a nice, sharp obverse. The reverse is a little mushy, but that's to be expected of 1926S. This does have a little bit of black incrustation in small areas around the coin. I'll start this one off at $37. This is a nearly uncirculated coin. It's either a high-end EF or a lower-end AU, depending on who you would send it to. Stephen Dallas is showing a bid of $37 on this one. Thank you, sir. Paula's back. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one, give you a minute to think about it. Don't forget to tell everybody you know to subscribe to this channel. We do educational videos as well. I'm working on it right now, trying to get us back to a point where I can actually do some good educational videos and post those. When Adobe decided in their infinite wisdom to update Premiere Pro, which is what I use to crunch my videos, they updated to version 2019, and for some reason it's not very compatible with YouTube. I have a lot of problems getting videos to show on YouTube that come from Adobe Premiere Pro. So I'm having to swap over probably to Windows Movie Maker or something else to get videos to show on YouTube. So I'm not falling behind the time, I just can't seem to be able to get a video editor that really wants to work. And time called on this. Stephen Dallas, the only bidder at $37. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next item, we have a 1982D Lincoln Cent with some really nice toning. This thing is a roll ender, and it showed up real nice as soon as I popped that roll, and I was like, wow, this is nice. Nice, clear, clean surfaces, and $5 for the toning. Anybody want a nice conversation piece here? This is a nice one at $5. $5 to start. This is lot number 184. We're going up to lot number 190 today. And if we have no interest at $5, I will shut it down and move on. And let's pass. Passed on this lot, moving on to the next one. Lot number 185 is a 1939S repunch mint mark in an old Anax holder, MS65 red. This is RPM number 2. That would be Kaneka RPM number 2, which I will show you. I just dropped the slab, that's all. That's why they make slabs, for people like me. Let me get my scope working for this particular coin, and I'll get it in focus and show you what it looks like. If I can get in close enough to the mint mark to actually show the doubling on the mint mark. It does not do very well under this particular scope. Alright, so let me show you. If you look on the left side of the S, you will see the left edge of another S to the north of the primary S. So you can see the lower serif inside the gap, and then you can see the upper part of the S starting to curve over the top of the mint mark. That's what this repunch mint mark is. And in this condition, they are quite scarce. This is the 1939S repunch mint mark number 2. And this coin is a nice clean grade coin with no big hits, no other issues. Probably a very easy candidate for MS65 red in any of the modern holders. And there's your repunch mint mark right there. Probably if I turn around and put it in shadow like this, you could probably see it a little bit better. Go ahead and start the timer on this one. Get you down to where you got 1 minute left to make a decision on this. Go back over to the slide so you can see the timer. I've currently got Steven at $22. This is a really nice repunch mint mark. It is in these small Anax holders. If you can find these coins in these small Anax holders, they're interesting to collect because so many of them are being busted out these days. Bill Smith bids 23. Steven bids 25. Keep this boat floating. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Down to under 10 seconds left. Hoogie bids 27. If you want it more, you've got to bid over 27. Get in there quick. Paula bids 29. And Amber calls time. Pollard gets this one at $29. Congratulations, Paula. Very nice. Alright, let me move on to the next item. This is lot number 186. This is a Whitman penny book number 2, starting 1941. It goes up to the end of the wheats, and then there's just a bunch of other coins in here. It actually goes up to 1965, I believe, is the last year in this book, if I'm not mistaken. Starting bid on this will be $3. Rich bids 3. Yeah, this is actually the version where they had 1965 Denver printed in this, because they did not know that there were not going to be mint marks on the coins during this particular version of the book. So that last date entry in there is a printed 1965D. And we've currently got Rich at $3. Bill Betts bids $5. I'll go ahead and start the timer on this one. There are a couple of coins missing in this. The 1946S, the 1943D, and the 1955S. All relatively easy to find. In fact, I'll just pop coins in there for the high bidder. Whoever the high bidder is will end up getting the 43D, the 46S, and the 55S. I'll just put coins in there for you. So this will be a complete wheat set from 1941 up, with other assorted coins near the end of the book. And Heath Taylor bids $7. Thank you, Penny Parrott. I try to make sure my work is done. No 65D, sorry. Bill Betts 8. Bill Betts 8. Rich is at 9. Amber calls time. Rich gets it at $9. Thank you, Rich. And move on to the next item. We're at lot number 187. We have a 1957 proof Lincoln cent. And this does have a few little marks here and there, but it has a really nice cameo appearance, even though the coin could not grade cameo because a lot of the lower areas in the face actually have no cameo remaining. So this is I would call it a selective cameo coin. We're starting this at $4. You're probably not going to find any wheat cent proofs under $4 out there. We got 3 bids in at $4. Blues comes first. Still got 3 bids at $4. Steven bids $5. Now we got 3 bids at $5. Steven came first. Go ahead and start the timer on this one. Joe McBride bids $7. We've got Joe in at $7 on this one. Yeah, this particular coin almost looks like, of course, a lot of things almost look like something great, but this almost looks like a full cameo coin. If it were a full cameo coin, and it didn't have the few little spots that it does have, it would probably grade high enough to be a $30 to $50 coin. But as it is, it's just a pretty coin. Joe's bid at 7 currently. We're under 30 seconds remaining on this. Getting down to the last few seconds. If you want it, you have to bid more than $7. And Rich gets in an $8 bid. And Amber calls time. Rich gets the $8 bid on this one. Sorry, Joe. I think it was a very good buy. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the bids. Move on to the next lot. This is a 1954 Jefferson nickel in proof. This is a nice, I'm going to call it choice to gem proof. It's not just a choice proof, and it does almost have a full cameo. So it's a pretty nice looking coin. It's a 1954 proof Jefferson nickel. These 54 proofs are a little more hard, They're a little more difficult to find than the later 50s, and especially when you get into the 60s. The 60s proofs are just common, but the 50s proofs are a lot less common, a lot harder to find. The current bid is $7 from Bill Betts on this one. I'll go ahead and start the timer and get us moving on it. And we've got a bid from Rich at $8. This does not quite have a full cameo. In the pitted areas around the hair, directly in front of the eye, and in the windows of the Monticello on the reverse, there's no cameo, so this would not grade cameo, but it does look pretty. Blue says estimated to survive only 15,000 coins. I believe that. These are not easy to find. We're down to about 10 seconds. Get your bids in. You have to bid above 8 to keep. Bill bets 11. Scent Hoarder comes in with a late $9 bid, and Amber calls time. Rich, you're late on the $12. Bill Betts gets this one at 11. Thank you for your bids. And lot number 189. We're one lot away from the end of the auction. And here we are at a 1939 Philadelphia DDO number 1. This is FS 101. And this coin is a nice AU coin. This is a Cherry Picker's Guide listed coin. It has doubling on the 19 of the date. It has doubling in the ERTY of Liberty. And it has doubling on the eye, inside the ear, on the bow tie. There's a lot of doubling on this coin. Starting this one off at $19. Let's see if I can find it, and I'll pull it out and show you the doubling on it. Alright, get this focused in, and then I'll switch over to that camera. There we go. So you can see the doubling above the 9. There's a little horn of doubling above the 1. You can see that as well. If you look over at the front of the bow tie, you can see doubling along the front of the bow tie. And then there's doubling above the eye. There's a second eyelid to the north up there. Then there's doubling inside the ear. If you look at the top area of the ear, you'll see a doubling line inside the top of the ear. And then if you look at the RTY of Liberty, there's doubling in all those letters. This is a Class 1 hub doubled die that was hubbed early in the process. And then all of the later hubbings covered most of the first couple of hubbings up. Hubbings up? Yeah, I need a PV pointer. There's so little room underneath here, I don't even know how anybody could point. Because the scope is literally a quarter of an inch from the coin. But I think you can see all the points of doubling on this particular coin. This is a Cherry Picker listed coin. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on this one with Stephen Dallas bidding $19, the opening bid on this presently. Here's a little look at it for condition. I'm going to call it probably an EF45, possibly AU50. See if I can do it any better of a job of focusing it. There we go, just a little bit better focus for you. Oh, I guess it would help if I was showing the timer. Sorry. So you got about 10 seconds left. Joe McBride had a $25 bid. Get those bids in now before time runs out. Stephen Dallas at 27, and Amber calls time. Congratulations, Steve. You get this one at 27. PCGS will put the variety on this particular coin because it is a cherry picker listed coin. So now we are down to the very last lot up for bid. What we're going to do with this particular item, so even the girls don't even know what I'm doing here. I love suspense. Let me change my mode back. So, all right, we're going to do one coin from a bank sealed roll that comes from a box containing DDO number 4 and DDO number 5. Those are the two DDOs, number 4 on the left and number 5 on the right. So what we're doing here is we're going to go ahead and start the process of purchasing the coins in the roll. Then I will open the roll once all the spots are purchased, which will probably be sometime at the end of the week. But if you want to get your spot in now to get one of these double dies, or to have a good chance of getting a double die, because there will probably be double dies in this roll. Blues Coins takes spots 11 and 19. If you guys, I'm sorry, this is 2019. Did I not even put that on? This is 2019 Philadelphia. Sorry. Okay, Rich H will take spots 1 and 10. Yeah, this is a 2019 Philadelphia. Sorry, I don't know how I missed that in the title, but I missed putting the year in there. And I'm going to start taking notes on this now. Blues gets 2, 11, and 19. That's 50 cents a spot, people. Blues is 2, 11, and 19. Rich H is 1 and 10. All right, then Rudy Alfaro gets 6 and 21. I'm taking these notes as we go along here. That's why there's a clicky clacking and a little bit of space in my voice time. Bill Betts wants 1, 5, 15, and 20. Bill, 1 is gone. I'll put you on 5. $15 and $20. I got you 3 of them, Bill. Oh, you wanted 10. 1, 5, 10. 10 is taken. So I got you 3 of them. I got you spots 5, 15, and 20. Joe McBride wants spots 4 and 8. Then Brady C. Adam Connor, 24. Hang on a second here. We got Adam Connor on space 24. 3. 33. 14 and 7. Okay. Sorry, Rich, I didn't get that you wanted everything from 1 through 10. I need to change that. Sorry Blues, you're out of number 2. Adam Connor out of number 3. Joe McBride out of number 4. Bill Betts out of number 5. Rudy out of number 6. Adam out of number 7. Joe McBride out of number 8. So Rich H took all the spaces from 1 to 10. I did not. I see that now. He bought 1 to 10 in the beginning. Blues takes 11 and 19. Okay, Rudy, you've got spot 21, but I show you on no others because 6 was already taken. Bill Betts gets number 15 and number 20. Joe McBride gets, well, nothing right now because 4 and 8 were already taken. Adam Connor is at 20. See, he gets 14, 24, 33. Spot 7 was already taken. Spot 3 was already taken. Dana wants 8 and 23. 8's gone, hun, and 23. Dana gets it. New Marshall wants 41 through 50. I'm taking the notes, Penny. See, Rich got 1 through 10. New Marshall got 41 through 50. Heath Taylor wants 25 through 35. Adam Connor already has number 33. So I'll give you the rest of them, 25 to 35. It gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Gives you 10 spots. You get everything 25 to 35 except for 33. Joe McBride, I didn't miss you. You called spots 4 through 8 and they were already gone before you called them. So we'll need to get you new spots. Dana wants number 24. That's already taken. So let me put out. Okay, let me finish this and then. I'm sorry, Bill. This is the first time I've tried this, so we're going to figure out what works, what doesn't work, or what would work better. Dana gets number 37. Okay, stop everyone for now, and I'll finish this up, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what we've got left. Rudy Alfaro wants number 22. He gets number 22. Yes, Bill, your number 5 was gone before you got to it. What I'll be doing next time is you'll actually get to see the sheet. I'm not really sure how to show it to you right now. So here, I will... I'll put out the numbers that are still remaining. That's what's left right there in the chat. 12, 13, 36, 38, 39, and 40. B 14. B 14. I think that's I. Never mind. Okay, Joe McBride wants 40 and 12 and 13. Okay. So there's 13. Number 12 and number 40. Got 3 spots left. Dana takes number 39. Bill gets 38. And if somebody's called 36, we are done. Adam Connor gets number 36. Alright, so I've got all 50 spots filled. And I appreciate it. Well, that was like pulling teeth. But it was fun. There we go. So, I've got the roll ready. The roll that is going to be opened. But I don't have the proper camera to show in the place that it needs to show for me to be able to open this roll and be certain that all 50 numbers are pulled out in the right order and everybody can see that they're getting the right one. So I'm going to figure out, I've got a GoPro camera that I've got to figure out how to mount so that it shows on my desk. Once I do that, I'll be ready to open this roll. It'll be another day or 2, 3 days. I have to go to Sarasota in the morning, so I'll be back on Thursday. I will put out what numbers everybody has. Let's see. Let me get this done. And let me try to do... So I'm not really sure how to do a screen capture of this. I'm going to see if this will work. Hang on a second. Let me figure out a way to make this work. No. Yeah, a little bit under the gun on this because I didn't think this through 100%. Yeah, this is brand new for us, so. Okay, the numbers everyone has. Let me go in to the sheet. Okay, Rich H has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Blues has 11. Joe McBride has 12 and 13. Adam Connor has 14. Bill Betts has 15. F. Conde, or C-O-N-D-E, F. Conde has 16, 17, 18. Blues has number 19. Bill Betts has number 20. Rudy A. has number 21 and 22. Dana has number 23. Adam Connor with number 24. Heath Taylor has number 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 34 and 35. Adam Connor has number 33. Number 36. So Adam Connor has number 33 and 36. Dana has number 37. Bill Betts with number 38. Dana has number 39. Joe McBride has number 40. And then New Marshall has 41 to 50. Oh no, Hidden fell asleep. I will get this list together and it will be posted on Coppercoins with a link in the Coppercoins Facebook page so that everyone knows. As soon as I know when I'm going to be able to open this roll and go through it, and we'll go through every coin under the Dinoscope to show you which ones are double dies and what they come out to be. And I hope the entire roll of 50 is double dies, but that's probably not going to be the case. So there's winners and losers. There will be a number of double dies likely in this roll, but we can't guarantee that they're all going to be double dies. And this is what they look like again. The DDO number 4 and the DDO number 5. Cent hoarder put in for 10 random spots. You did. Ah. I tell you what, I'll do another roll. After we get finished with this roll, I'll do another roll. We'll get to it next time around. I'll get this list up on Coppercoins and watch Facebook for this. Those of you who don't have Facebook, please email me, cd@coppercoins.com. If you do not have Facebook, I'll get a link to you. Once I can get the link to you, I'll have another roll up there that we can start working on. It may or may not be a 2019. You never know what I might open. Sell a whole roll at a time. I already did that. But I appreciate you getting in on this test. We're going to get this working, get this put together. And here in the next few days, we'll do it. Thank you, Blues. Actually, the auction is over, Hidden. We're done. So you can ask a question. For all my moderators, the people who got the slots they're already in the spreadsheet. I got them all in the spreadsheet. Bingo Brian, you're going to have to send me an email. Let me send you an email to remind you. Hidden, I am unsure as to whether I shipped your book same day. The books were sent media mail. I have not finished sending them all yet because I had to break apart the coins from the book because they can't be shipped at the same time. And so what I ended up having to do was now the cherry pickers for cents I don't have, not right now. I can look, but I don't have any right now. Where was I with that? Don't remember now. Oh yeah, I sent the books separately from the coins because the coins are sending in first class packages or they're sending in priority packages. And a priority small box is too small to put one of the books in. So I've sent the books via media mail. Media mail can take anywhere between 7 and 14 days to show up. It's slow boat. So everything goes by vehicle. There's no air service for media mail. So you'll get the book and you'll get it a little later than sooner. But even media mail for me on these books was, I think it was like $2.70 or something like that for me to send them to you. That's for each one. The coins I got last week, I didn't actually get them yet, but they have been paid for. They are sitting waiting for me to pick them up. And we have figured out that there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 740,000 coins. So it's going to take me a little while to get through all that. New cherry picker's guide for the Lincoln cent or the smaller denominations I believe is in the works, but I don't know when they're planning on coming out with it. I have no inside information on it. Yeah, no telling what's in it. That's for sure. I don't even know if the guy who sold it to me knew what was in it. Um, okay, Roadrunner, if you're talking about the 1960 D over D RPM number 100 DDO number 1, and you're talking about it in a nice red uncirculated condition as it came out of a brand new roll, retail on those runs somewhere between $60 and $100 a coin, depending on grade. I appreciate it, Stephen. You have a good night. Bill Betts, the original author of the Cherry Picker's Guide, the original authors of the Cherry Picker's Guide were J.T. Stanton and Bill Fiva, both of whom lived in Georgia. Bill still lives in Georgia, and J.T. Stanton, rest his soul, passed away last year, but there are other people working on that book now, other than JT, of course, and Bill. And some of the people working on that book, for instance, Ken Potter, have been working toward getting the next volume out, but I have no idea exactly when it will be released. You had a whole row you just opened. You had a whole roll of the 1960 D RPM 100 and DDO 1. If you send me an email, we can talk about it. Bingo Brian, you'll be here next week for sure. You're off next Tuesday evening. So we are going to have another auction next Tuesday, and then we'll be off for 2 weeks. When I come back, 3 weeks. Well, okay, next week we have an auction. Then I'm off for 2 weeks. Then the week after that, I'll be the proud owner of a lot of new coins. Yeah, Roadrunner, if you could send me an email at cd@coppercoins.com, send me a picture of one of those. I'd like to see them. Jody, have a good night. And this is the post-auction, hey, we're just kind of sitting around having a good time thing. So, Penny Parent has it right here. No auction on the 2nd of July or the 9th of July. Email address again is cd@coppercoins.com. You know where the YouTube channel is. You're watching it right now. We are the Real Coppercoins on Instagram. We are Coppercoins on Facebook. Yes, so Bingo Brian, there will be an auction next Tuesday, and then there will not be an auction for 2 Tuesdays following that. And then we will be back. So we're going to be doing the 25th. We will be out the 2nd and the 9th, and we'll be back on the 16th. Using my handy dandy computer calculator here. Calendar, I mean. I have to know what it is before I can use it. So what I will do is I will get all of the slots filled for this particular roll. I'll get my camera mounted, and here in the next few days I will arrange to open the rolls. Open that roll, that 2019 roll. And I will announce it at least 48 hours ahead of time. You do not have to be present to see what you won or what came out of the roll in your spots. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark 50 flips with the 50 spaces, the 50 positions, And as each coin comes out of the roll, it'll go under the scope for us to view it, and then it will go on a flip with that number on it. And everyone who has purchased a spot gets the coin that belongs to that spot. That's the way it's going to work. So this was kind of a mess because we basically just took spots like bam, 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 bam. My thing is probably going to be an attempt anyway at getting like a add to cart type thing on 50 on 50 records. That way you can hit add to cart on as many as you want and then go purchase them. That's what I'm looking for right now. I'm not sure when that will happen, but we'll do it manually until that happens. Brian, they are all full for now, but the next roll I do may not be a 2019 roll. So this particular roll is all purchased up. It's a 2019 roll that has DDO number 4 and DDO number 5 in it. You know what? I forgot one more thing. Everyone who has winning auctions today is going to get a free 2019 P 1DO005. Everybody. Yeah, I think what I'm going to end up doing is going to be where it'll basically be 50 spots in a bin that you can buy, but I'm not sure exactly how to technically work this. But I'm going to send out a 2019 P1DO005 to everyone who's bid and won a lot tonight. One per person. Comes in your package with the rest of your winnings. That's your surprise for the night. It's a rather minor double die, but it is a double die nonetheless. There will probably be more of those in the roll that I'll be opening because they're all coming out of the same box lot. Sorry you fell asleep, Hidden. I don't know if it was my voice or maybe I soothed you off to sleep. But we'll have another auction next Tuesday. We'll be back doing this again. Hopefully I'll find me a programmer who can actually work on how to get this this whole thing set up so that we can sell these slots and get these rolls going, because I've got a number of original bank wrapped rolls that I'm going to be opening that could have a lot of goodies in them. So anyway, it's getting past 11 o'clock. It's getting pretty late actually, and I've got to get up very early in the morning and make a 4-hour drive. So I'll talk to Shay about that and see what we can try to get set up. He did actually offer to help me with it. Or Brian, if you could help me, that would be nice too. All right, I appreciate it, folks. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your bids. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for making me feel good. I get all nice, warm, and fuzzy when you guys are here and we're chit-chatting with each other, because it's it's kind of a one-way conversation, but you guys always feedback to me, and I know that you guys are liking what's going on. So you guys have a great night, and I'm going to sign out and get this snoring dog off to bed and get my packing finished, and I got to be up at 5 in the morning. So have a good night, folks.